Guys, what's going on? I apologize running a bit late today. I do have another career. I run a coaching business out of my private invite only gym here in Sydney. Monday mornings and Friday mornings are my two busiest days. So I'm still here. I wanted to go live 2 hours ago. I wasn't able to. Too busy. I had two clients who were traveling and it just got back in town. So my normal 11 a.m. Friday, the time I usually live, got booked. And so here we go. I'm here though. We have a lot to talk about. I'm going to stay on for a while. I'm going to stay on at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half, because we have the UFC to talk about. We have a lot to talk about. The fights start in less than 24 hours. ProBox, guys, it's right in front of us. I do want to give a shout out to, I'll start giving the shouts out now. Top Dog, newest JSB Insider member. Guys, for all the JSB Insiders who just joined, to get to the Discord, the link is pinned in the YouTube members section. So shout out to Top Dog. Shout out to Demanya Kamei. Frankie B, you've been a member, so you just re-signed up. And those are the newest JSB Insiders. And then I do want to give a shout out to all the new Patreons as well. We are growing, boys and girls. This is and guys, we have 5% of our JSB Insiders are women. So for all the guys in the Discord, I expect you to hold yourself to a certain standard as if your mother, your sister, your girlfriend was in the same room, okay? Because it's not just guys. Women like boxing too, and we have women in our Discord, so act like it. I shouldn't have to I shouldn't have to micromanage you savages. We got some savages, man. Just hold yourself to a higher accord. Trust me, it'll help your life out too, wherever you are in the world. So I do want to give those were the newest JSB Insiders on YouTube. The newest Patreons. We got shout out to 5 others just joined. Rodney, Ole, Anthony, Sam, and Smooth. Sam, Quincy, Corinthius, Jerome, The Real Deal, Smooth, and Juan. Newest JSB Insiders on Patreon. If you just joined on the Patreon, just DM me on Patreon. I'll send you the Discord link. If you just joined on YouTube, the link is under the member post section. To enter our world famous Discord, Johnny Says Boxing Betting Academy. That link is right there. It's pinned. It's a couple bucks a month. Where are we at now? This time last week, we were at 396. We are now at 422. We are growing. King pound for pound. You just entered the Discord. You've been a member for a while. So let's get this thing started. I'm going to bring up the odds real quick so we could see them. I'll take your questions, guys. I also want to let you know that for all the insiders, I posted 7 tickets, guys. So if you guys are part of our group, our VIP exclusive betting community, you have 7 tickets that are live. And you know me, I'm probably going to give you a couple more. I know I'm going to give you at least one more because I owe you a UFC ticket. I've only given you one UFC parlay. There's a method of victory fight that pays plus 233 that I really like. I think I'm gonna jump. But right now, you guys have so these are all live on YouTube and Patreon. The safety net parlay, the dog of the week, the money line double, the UFC money line 4-leg, the ProBox double, the long parlay, and I like our long shot parlay we've been doing. Last week we hit a plus 2,200. This week I got greedy and gave you guys a plus 4,400. Let's go. And hopefully we have the fortunes of good wealth on our side once again because we are on a roll. I'll leave it open to you guys now. Yummy, yummy. I just put my parlay in Hard Rock. Who do you like, Yummy? Let's go. Let me know. Top Dog Toya, you're in. Good, and I've been making Top Dog. If any of the boys, any of the guys in the Discord act out of line, just message me, and I got your back. We are a growing community. About time you became a member. We've been waiting on you. What's up, David? What's up, brother? I like the way you're keeping everything organized. Well, I'm learning from you guys. So as you know, the longer you're on my channel, the more you'll know is I listen to you guys. if you ask me to do something, I'm very adherent to taking feedback. Not everybody could take feedback. I could take feedback. And so one of the things I realized over the last few months that were causing sort of confusion for some people were they weren't aware of all of my tickets. They didn't know if this was posted or not. So this week, that it's a good eye, David. This is a new process of mine. This is a new system. So every week from here on out, moving forward, every week to week, whether we win every week or lose every week, you will get a post like this. And I put that up on the Instagram too. I also posted that on YouTube. So you guys should know what you're looking for moving forward. Did you look into the Dickens, Lee, Eaton manager stuff? Anything interesting come up? Look, the thing and David sent me a nice little insider information about the Jazza fight. I appreciate the info you sent. And, you know, this is why our group is really strong. This is why our community is really strong, why we have a high winning percentage, because we have a lot of well-researched minds who are looking at more than just the box rec records, right? When it comes to that fight, though, I didn't necessarily get anything specific about what you were asking me with the managerial stuff, because you were, you know, there is kind of rumors behind the rumor mill that the A side is actually Jazza, that the fight is set up for Jazza to win. But at the end of the day, Jazza's 35, Kakachi's 37. I just think that with the size advantage, the power advantage, I really like Kakachi in this fight. I think Kakachi would win wherever this fight takes place. So also my boots are already dug in. I had already placed my bet, and you know, I in the past I flip flopped. I flip flopped twice ever, and both times I lost. And I'll tell you when I flip flopped. I made a promise to myself: as soon as I put my bet in, dig your heels in, Johnny. Believe in what believe in what you say. What do the young bucks say? Stand on business and follow your instinct, follow your intuition. So the second Seb Fandora Tim Tszyu fight, all week I picked Seb. All week I picked Seb, and then I got a guilty conscience. I was getting all these messages because I live in Sydney. Tim's from Rockdale, which is like a little bit south of where I live on the northern beaches, and I flip flopped, and then it came back to burn me. And then the one I'm most disappointed with, that I have no problem talking about it, is Bud Crawford versus Canelo. Crawford, if Errol Spence Jr. never existed, Bud Crawford was my favorite fighter of this era. Errol Spence was always my favorite fighter. Something about the southpaw style, you know, the jab heavy style, everything EJ overcame in the crash. And then when EJ fought Bud, I have receipts on the channel. I told everybody I put all my money on Bud to beat my favorite guy, to beat Errol, and he won. And I won a lot of money on Bud that night. Fast forward 2 years later when Bud fought Canelo, big Bud fan, obvious. And then I talked myself out of it. I was like, there's no way Crawford's going to be able to come up and skip the 160-pound division and beat Canelo. And I flip-flopped. So I'm never doing that again. When my boots are dug in, even with insider info like this, I'm all in. But it is interesting. Hello, Johnny. The money drop double ticket you posted. Yeah, that's actually one of my... LeBron, a lot of the boys were messaging me today. They're like, Johnny, what are you most confident about? I'm never that confident with any picks, ever. It's just not my personality. I don't really carry an ego into life. I think that with humans, without getting too esoteric, a thing that holds people back are their egos. I've never had an ego. You know, I check my ego at the door. And so I don't go into any of these picks confident. You guys, that probably sounds crazy to you guys because you're asking me my opinions. I do as much work as I can. I study the fights. I study the game. I'm a coach. I know boxing in and out. You guys understand that. But all that being said, it's not like I'm sitting double. I love the ProBox double. The ProBox double pays plus 223. I just sent that to Tommy.
What do you think of Rocha versus Jojo Diaz, who has lost 7 of his last 9 fights, is shot, doesn't throw a lot of punches, and is now fighting for the first time at welterweight against a very big welterweight. He's a 5'6" little guy himself, because those are big plus odds. It's like a plus 140 or plus 150.
So that's Tommy talking about Rocha. But on that note, My most comfortable ticket is the double, the ProBox double. One of the fights to go the distance, one of the fights to end by stoppage. Tommy just asked me about Alexis Rocha versus Jojo Diaz. You guys have to remember, guys, Jojo Diaz fought for his first world title at 126 pounds against Gary Russell. 126 pounds, dude. This fight against Alexis is at 147. Alexis is a big welterweight at 147. What, 25 wins, 16 knockouts, could punch? You know, I like Rocha by stoppage. I got to be honest with you. Mike from Melbourne, what's up, Johnny? Which fights are you looking forward to most this weekend? You guys are going to call me crazy. You're probably not going to agree with me. Obviously, the one that I've been circling since it got signed was Kenny versus ABJ. You guys, Arnold Barboza Jr. is one of my favorite fighters to watch. People are like, "What are you talking about, dude? He can't punch. He's slow. What do you mean you like watching his?" I also like watching Jack Catterall fight. I don't like front runners. I like boxers. I like thinkers. I like countering. I like the game. I like playing chess. I'm a boring type of guy. Call me whatever. So I'm really excited to see how the two styles, Kenny and ABJ, mesh, but also a domestic UK fight, a fight. That's why I covered that fight and I didn't cover the main event. I covered the John O'Carroll versus Colin Murphy fight. I'm interested, man. I love, you guys know I'm a writer. And I'm a hopeless romantic. You guys see me dancing all the time. R&B music's my favorite. So like, I love a good story. And you give, the Colin Murphy, John O'Carroll fight in John O'Carroll's backyard. Colin Murphy just came off. They signed this fight in January at 130 pounds when Colin Murphy had a Commonwealth vacant title opportunity at 126 the following week. Now, Colin Murphy's only 26 years old. The kid looks like a choir boy. John O'Carroll, King Kong, been in there with the better guys, was Devin Haney's sparring partner at 32 years old. It's going to tell me a lot about the landscape of the domestic scene at 130 pounds in the UK. It's going to tell me a lot about what does Carroll have left. What does Colin Murphy have? What's he capable of? What's his potential? I like Colin Murphy's jab. I like his height. I like his aggression. And I like his willingness to just get after it. And I think over the last few fights of me watching Jono, I think I've seen this is just speculation. We'll know on fight night. I like Colin Murphy on that fight. I think there's a lot. I love a crossroads fight, so that has a lot of drama in my opinion. Anthony Kakachi, the Kakachi versus Jazza fight. Jazza coming off the biggest fight of his career at he was a plus 500 dog in Turkey, and he stopped fucking Badagaziev in the fourth round, dude. Nobody saw that coming, and we know Kakachi is coming off the win against Lee Wood. A fight in which he kind of maneuvered and swayed, whatever you guys want to call it. What do the Young Bucks say? He swerved Ray Ford, got stripped, fought Lee Wood. Bigger payday, though. You can't blame the guy at 37 years old. Took time off, or he pulled out of the fight against Ray in August. Maybe he was supposed to fight Sugar. I think he was supposed to fight Sugar, chose to fight Lee, got signed to fight Ray in August, pulled out of the fight against Ray due to a back injury, and now this is his comeback fight. Dude, a 5'10", 130 pounder like Anthony Kakachi, dude, that dude's a nightmare. 137, 135. I can't wait to see. I can't wait for that fight as well. What's up, Darwin? I'll pull up the odds in a second, boys. We're just getting heated up here. We're 15 minutes in, guys. These live streams the last 2 weeks, I've watched our viewership the last 2 weeks on the live streams go from like 40, 50 to 60 to like 70, 80, 90, 100 consistently. So I appreciate that. Just give it a thumbs up. I hate asking that. One day I won't have to ask that. When you guys when you guys catch on that I stopped asking, you'll be like, "Damn, Johnny, that's fucking great. You guys you're growing." All right, so Eddie. Eddie knows what he's talking about. I like Najee. I like Dom. I like Pierce. I like Kakachi. I like Gabby. I like Rocha. I like Oscar. Fight to go the distance. Sims, Barboza, Prince. Bro, screenshot this. Take some receipts down. It's not my exact play, but I like it. Eddie's giving out free game. That's free game. So I like Najee to beat Gallegos. Guys, we have to remember, Manny Gallegos started his career at 154 pounds. Started at 154. And you never want. I'm always skeptical of a guy who has to move up a weight class due to missing weight. It might sound weird. You're like, what do you mean? That's what weight classes are for. Isn't that the natural progression? Guys, as they get, they mature in the fight game, they go from weight class to weight class. Yeah, that that's if you're making weight at one weight class, like Devin Haney, and then he kills himself cutting a bunch of weight, and then he makes weight like a professional, wins the fight, and then he moves up. Right? That's generally professionally how it's done. Manny Gallegos in his last junior middleweight fight weighed in at 157. This was a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago. Misses weight at 54, weighs in at 57. The contract was 54. Obviously, that was a sign he had to move up. Fought a couple like 160, 168. He's fighting Najee is a legit light heavyweight who could crack. And I don't like the looks of Manny Gallegos as of late. I don't like the preparation as of late. What have you done for me lately? I like Najee, obviously, on the money line. I actually have Najee on a prop bet by stoppage. I like Dom Valle. I think the Valle brothers are good shouts. I have Dom on a separate ticket on points. I like Pierce O'Leary. I'm riding with you on that. I like Kakachi on the money. These are all separate tickets. If you get Eddie, you're a VIP. You know all my bets. These are all separate tickets, though. I like Kakachi money line. I could see Kakashi stopping Jazza based on Jazza's style. Jazza a whole dog. This is gonna be a fun fight. Both of these guys are whole dogs, and we know sometimes with an old dog, you got to lay an old dog down. Jazz is that dude. Jazz is gonna put himself to either win or be put down. I think Kakashi's gonna put him down late. Gabby Fundora, you guys know I ride or die with Gabby by knockout. The odds on that on knockout aren't. I'm not playing Gabby Fundora. If my bankroll was $50,000, if my bankroll was even $10,000, a $10,000 bet on Gabby Fundora to win by knockout would only get me back 2,700. So at this stage of the game, and I used to take a lot of shit from the chat 5 months ago when I just started. I've always known boxing, but for me, where I've really gotten better at is learning the strategy of betting. I tell you guys this all the time. There's one thing with being able to know boxing and try to dissect styles and understand who's going to win. There's another thing with understanding the strategy of betting and finding value in where you're putting your money at. You know what I'm saying? And so at this stage of the game, I love Gabby by knockout. She should knock her out. But for me, with my payroll, a 27% return rate on $100 on $1,000 bet, on a $10,000 bet, on $100 bet, on a $10 bet, you're only getting 27% back, and you need the knockout. I'm not playing it. I'm not playing. Oscar Kayato should knock his opponent out. He's one of my favorite fighters. If Kayato was at 122 or 126, he'd be a household name. The kid could crack. He's super aggressive. Again, a knockout for Kayato, it's almost tempting you. Those odds are almost tempting you to play Kayato and Gabby on points. You know what I'm saying? Because they're so outrageous. Yeah, let me show you what I mean. This is just outrageous, these odds here. Okay, so look at that. 100 on the money line, Kayato gets you $2 back. 100 on the knockout gets you $22 back. It's almost putting you in a position to take points. And then you look at Jesus Haro's style. I got to be honest with you. Jesus Haro, guys, this is for the sharps out there. It's not my play, but I filmed Haru. He's not a guy who's going to punch with you. He's not a guy who's going to exchange with Kayatso. He's kind of a guy who's going to try to survive. I one of the bets that burns me over the last 3-4 months was not taking MJ on points. Was not taking Inoue on points at plus 600. Everybody took Inoue by knockout against MJ, and it was like a hype train thing. Not how do I say this? MJ, you watch how MJ fought him, and then when you watch MJ fight, he's a smart fighter. He has a high fight IQ. He's a winner. He's a competitor. But he fought anyway. He wasn't punching with anyway because he didn't want to get knocked out. And so, like, hindsight's always 2020. It's one of those bets that, I'm sure we all, you guys and girls, could attest to this. We all have that little group of bets, the ones that got away. Like that bet that we, like, I just told you mine, the fucking Crawford at plus money against Canelo. That was one that got away when he's like one of my favorite fighters. I study Bud more than you guys would even know for the last decade. I've been studying Bud since Ricky Burns, 135, dude. And so that was a long time ago. Another one of those fights that it's hard for me to get past was Inoue on points against MJ, based on what MJ had shown in what he would do against a big puncher. He wasn't punching with big punchers. He was kind of waiting to counter, use the entire ring, and survive. He had the skills, and and I didn't play it. Obviously, I took Inoue by knockout and didn't hit. And so maybe that's the play here. When you watch Haro's tape, he's not a guy that's going to punch with Kayatsu. That's all I'm going to say. It's not my play. I'm not taking this. I'm not messing with this ticket at all. It's just something to look into. And I'm interested in your perspective. If anybody else taped Haru, why do you think John O'Carroll versus Colin Murphy doesn't go the distance? Who do you think's getting knocked out? So you're referring to my long sharp parlay at plus 4,400. What you're doing, PJ, you have to, when I'm giving you guys a ticket at plus 4,400 odds, by the way, last week I hit a plus 2,200 if you don't live in Sydney because the draw pushed. But you're looking at it too literally. You can't look at, if it's plus 4,400, there's a little bit of, hey, we're down by 5 with 13 seconds left and we have to drive the ball 80 yards. So what do we have? What's our play option? I could throw an out route for 15. We'll run a wide receiver out route for 15 yards, put us on our 35 or our 40, and I could throw the ball 60 yards, and then we got a Hail Mary to win the game. So just because I have Colin Murphy, John O'Carroll doesn't go the distance on a parlay that pays plus 4,400, I don't care who gets stuffed. It's not something that I even thought about. Even though if you look deeper and look at my picks on a separate ticket, I have Colin Murphy on the money line, so it should give you your answer. Are you going to make a Japan card? Yeah, I am. I am. I've sent Eddie, and you guys know this by now. Sometimes my organization, I don't broadcast. I think over time, the longer we're together, you guys will understand. What I like to do is prioritize what's the action, right? I've been looking at the Japan card and I'm stressed out about the Nonito Donaire fight. I got TJ Chilltown on the line. I got Nick from Breaking Bad on the line. I got Paulie Malignaggi I'm talking to. I got Tommy Randone I'm talking to. I got my boys from Columbus, Ohio I'm talking to. And we're talking, and I'm sprinkling on the Japan card, asking questions. I don't know my play yet though. I don't know if 43-year-old Nonito Donaire, if the win against Andres Campos, the 29-year-old Argentinian, and then he had a fight again after. If that's enough for me to take him, I don't know. It's a risky fight to take. There are a couple favorites on that Japanese card that I think are on upset alert too. We always see upsets on the Japanese cards. King of Fitness, what's good, Johnny? How confident are you in Kakashi? A lot of Brits are saying, let me show you something, big dog. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. That's why. You guys have to understand, man. I used to rent a room out to a British Muay Thai fighter, and I have a 2-bedroom spot. I very fortunate, very grateful for my life. And at the time in my life, I was renting out my extra bedroom, and it was a guy I met at the gym, a guy that I met sparring, and he was a Brit, born and raised in East London, really solid guy. Shout out to Jesse. I miss that dude. And with the year he lived with me, I really got to understand the politics of the UK, of like why Northern Ireland, but you have Northern Ireland, Belfast, you have Ireland, one's part of the UK, one isn't. You have the United Kingdom, which is the UK, but then you have Britain, you have Wales, and so through all of this, and I watch the content creators what they're saying about Kakashi. Look a little bit deeper. Who's saying what about Kakashi versus Jazza? Boxing booth, my guy. New Zealand in the house. What's up, Johnny? I'm stressed on this one, bro. Guys, I don't know if you guys would even be here if I wasn't. If maybe I would. I don't know. I think I'd have a smaller channel if I was more confident. But like the way I'm looking at the Colin Murphy John O'Carroll fight, this is gonna sound shocking to you. I was more confident in my Josh Kelly Murtazaev pick. I like you guys know that. I told you guys since last year Josh was going to beat Murtazaev, which was shocking to a lot of you. I was more confident in my Brandon Figueroa over Nick Ball pick. This one though, because in the Kelly pick and the Figgy pick, I had a bigger sample size to choose from of things I liked and things I didn't like on a world level of each fighter. Murtazaev and Josh, Nick and Brandon. This one, there's not a lot on Column. And if I just picked Jono on the things I liked, who he's fought, his resume, wins, sparring with Devin, going overseas to spar, I would have picked Jono. But this one's on me. If you guys pick Column because you listen to me and we lose, this is on me. But I reached out to some guys in my network in the UK. I reached out to some guys that I know in some boxing gyms in the UK, asked around, and asked 5 people, and I was already picking Column off of their styles. Now, if John O'Carroll, similar to Kenny, if Kenny had power, I would have picked Kenny Sims over Arnold. If Jono had power, I'm talking real power, like the type of power to make you change your game plan. You know what I'm saying? The type of power to where you got to be hesitant of walking onto something. You can't really throw that slip counter because you might get countered. That sort. If Jono had that power, I would have picked him. All that aside, height advantage, reach advantage, neither guy. All I'm saying is there's a reason that John O'Carroll is in his hometown and he's the underdog. We out here. Guys, 50 to 70 in here, 30 minutes in. You guys have me for a while. Get used to this big-ass head. Oh, big-ass. What? So I played American football from the time I was 7 until I was 18. I played middle linebacker and quarterback and played both sides. This is Northeast Ohio. We invented football. One of my on offense, my biggest strength, I could throw the ball. I had a big arm. I was a passer. But on defense, I was a hitter, and I attribute it to my big-ass head, dude. You can't even tell this joint. Boom. Boy, let's go. We in here. Hit the like. Yeah, Gabby by knockout. Value's not there. Trey Player, you got to join, baby boo-boo. Trey Player's like, Johnny, where the Discord at? Trey Player, you got to join. The link is pinned. Look, you see how my boy King got that little star, boy? You get that star by joining. Man, where you been at, Depth? Depth is my guy. High interest. Checking in, Gabby TK. Okay, let's see what that looks like. See, now this is the educated group here. See, I'm being honest with you. This really isn't my style of betting, but a lot of the boys in the Discord, like Depth, whenever the odds aren't giving us the money we want by stoppage or by points, then you got to get a little bit more specific. Like I'm not a round better, but he's going. I'm gonna pull it up. Gabby TKO rounds 4 to 8. Look, and this is crazy, man. And this is why I love our chat, because when bets like this hit, it really shows you the knowledge of the game that our group has. Understanding. Gabby, she looks for the knockout, but value play, a $1.23 is horrible to even play by stoppage. It almost forces you to play the points unless you find something like rounds 4 through 8. Gabby round 4 plus 700. Alternative Gabby 3 through 4. Are you getting rounds 4 through 8? I'm not getting that prop. Other markets, alternate rounds. Okay. You know what? If you like rounds 4 through 8, then let me move my head. Let me remove this. Let me remove that. Okay. Guys, and I can put my big head back on that screen, I think. I'm just learning how to use technology. So high interest, if you like rounds 4 through 8, and we're looking at odds, over 6.5 is plus 225. But then, if it is 4, you lose. So you gotta. This is my book though. If your book is offering 4 through 8, jump on it. But you gotta remember, Gabby's kind of a downhill fighter. Like when meaning that she's gonna use her technique, she's gonna use her footwork and her timing. She usually takes a few rounds, but once she starts getting her timing, do you remember the Badillo fight? Once she start, and this opponent has a similar height, and I think Badillo might have been 5'1". This girl's what, 5'3", 5'2". Once she figures all that out, she starts fighting downhill and starts pouring it on. What if she's even more aggressive? What is under 5? Like maybe under 6, over 5. Yeah, I actually like under 5.5 at $1.83. It doesn't. Once again, it doesn't pay a lot. So that means you're giving Gabby Fundora 17. These are only 2-minute rounds. Remember that, guys. So that means we're giving Gabby Fundora 11 minutes to get the job done. Is 11 minutes worth 83% return? Interesting, right? Yeah, so I'm avoiding that fight altogether. I do like Gabby by knockout though. It's just I'm not getting value on my book. How confident are you in Benjamin to beat? I am. Actually, you're talking about the kid from Northeast Ohio. Now, full transparency, just so you guys know, I reached out to Marcus from Ohio Runs Boxing. Let's see if he got back to me. Big dog Dante Benjamin is fighting this weekend against Angel Lozano, 2-1 favorite. Last time we saw Dante, he fought Money Pal, and you gave me a nice little prediction on that. How do you see? Do you think this is easy work for Dante, or is this a step up? Okay, so he's at work.
I was at work, my bad. So that's all. I was at work all day.
So he still hasn't got back to me. That's Ohio. If you're not following Ohio Runs Boxing on Instagram, do it. You guys know I'm from North. I grew up in Youngstown, Ohio. Haven't lived in Youngstown since 2000. I'm an old head, but I'm a Ohio boy. I'm a Youngstown boy. That's why you see the Cleveland hats, Kelly Pavlik back there. So whenever there's a northeast, like growing up in Northeast Ohio, we don't consider Cincinnati, Ohio. So like that's why I reference Northeast Ohio, Youngstown, Cleveland, Akron, Canton, Kent. That's even Columbus sort of thing, which is still Midwest. But I didn't like the way Dante looked against Money. That fight could have went either way. I was watching 3D. I was watching Gary on 3D today talking about how Dante blew Money Pal away. I was like, no, he didn't. Money Pal could have easily won that fight. I was only an 8-rounder. Lozano's been in there with Lozano has a lot of rounds lately too. If you look at his box record, Let me show you guys something. I think I have one ticket with Dante on the money line. I think I threw him. Did I throw him on a long parlay? I don't know. Okay. I threw him on our long shot parlay at plus 4,400 to win on points at plus 103. But when you guys are digging box rec, let me show you something. Dante didn't look good in his last fight. Don't get it twisted. I don't, maybe Gary. I think he speaks about it all the time. He doesn't sleep a lot. I text him. I was like, bro, sleep is like the number, especially being in our 40s. I'm older than him. We gotta sleep is the main objective. You have to be able to sleep for brain health. So maybe maybe it was just a Freudian slip. He thought that Dante did not look good against Money Pal, man. He was coming on later, but we were sweating it, dude. Remember in the Discord, boys? We bet on this fight. We won money on Dante, but he didn't blow money out the water. So this is his opponent, 8-0, 6 knockouts. Now, you guys have to look at two things, okay? He's fought nobody. He's fought nobody. 2-2, 7-9, 6-2, 3-5, 2-3, 1-2, 4-20. He doesn't even have a winning record. His total opponents. He's fought nobody. Dante at least has good amateur. You know what I'm saying? Like been in there with some decent guys on the way up. But when you're on BoxRec, you see how it says pro. This is the boxing league. These are those one rounders. So in those one rounders, he's 12-18. It kind of shows you these are only one round. They're being judged off one round. Jesse Hart, Sandala, Money Pal, Ryko. He's a slow starter. He's not winning one round fights. He's 12-18. That's a lot of activity in these one rounders, though. My stress is that Dante. I don't want Dante to knock him out. You know what I'm saying? Like I hope he's good enough to last. Is my point. So that's where my stress is. So if that answers anything, Dante's going to beat him. Lozano's not live, but I don't want Dante to knock him out. So that's my one thing. I think it's only an 8-rounder. I took Dante on points plus 110. Yeah. I have Najee. I have Najee by knockout. I talked about this. I like. Look, these are on separate tickets, but Manny Gallegos, he's not. This is a guy who should be, if all things considered, his lifestyle choices, his strength and conditioning. This is a guy who fights at junior middleweight, and obviously over time you would gain, you go up, but you don't ever want to go up due to lifestyle choices. You know what I'm saying? This is I put the Najee knockout against Gallegos in the same category as Alexis Rocha knocking out Jojo Diaz. Very similar. Jojo Diaz fought for a world title at 126 pounds against Gary Russell. We know it's been well documented, the trials and tribulations of Jojo Diaz. Yeah, he's been maybe stopped once and he's super durable and all. This fight's at 147. You know what I'm saying? Jojo has a lot of fucking miles on the clock, dude. We know about the lifestyle choices. He claims he's sober now. Hopefully he is. Been a bit of a punching bag throughout his career. Rocha's a big welterweight. So in my decision making, never have you heard me say Jojo Diaz is a bum. Never have you heard me say Manny Gallegos is a bum. Those aren't my reasonings. And the longer you're on the channel, you understand that my reasonings all come down to statistics, career trajectory, recency bias. What have you done for me lately? I do like Najee. Najee is a legit light heavyweight who could punch. I think he's 16-0 with 14 knockouts. And Alexis Rocha, of his 26 wins, I think 15 of them are by knockout. And Alexis is a big welterweight. Yeah, but he was stopped before against Gio Santillán. Gio could crack, fool. That was a good fight. So I looked into all these. I do like all that. Mr. Bori, we still good. I like Najee Vadi. Good. Dude, the point, let's see what the points are. I say this every week. My goal, my job is to never talk anyone out of their bet. That's not what I'm doing here. You've never heard me say I know everything. You've never heard me say I'm right and you're wrong. Whatever your intuition is, whatever you saw on your film study, whatever you feel, follow that. I'm just a conduit. Just use me as a reference. You know what I mean? I can't say that enough. I'm not ever going to sit here and tell you I know everything. So if you, the points, and I wrestled with that too, man. Eddie, I wrestled with it. You guys have to understand, I take this shit very, very serious. I don't just transfer money into an account and pick winners and pick bets. I go to bed thinking about this shit. I'm at the coffee shop thinking about this shit. I'm with my girl thinking about this shit. I'm sparring thinking about this shit. It's all I think about. So I wrestled with not every fight, but fights that I'm gonna wager on. And I wrestled. I was like, Najee points and Najee stoppage. And my reasoning fell upon what I just said is Najee's size at light heavy. He's a legit light heavyweight, man. And he can punch. Manny Gallegos cut his teeth. He's not like in his best fit, in his best form. Maybe he's fighting at 160. Maybe. Those odds have to be great, though. Guys, we got fights in less than 24 hours. Boys, we back. We back. Sorry about the clapping. I get excited. All right, here we go. Okay, so wow. Yeah, so I think I grabbed Najee. So Najee right now by stoppage is $174. Is that what I grabbed him at? I got him at $180. That's crazy. So he's already dropping. Hopefully that's not that. Surely that's not us. We only have 425 people in our Discord. Is that a lot? I don't know. Like, what are average boxing Discords? Aren't there thousands of people in betting Discords? This shit's all new to me. Anyway, I think I grabbed Najee at like 180. He's down to 174. Look, that's a value play. You'd have to say, not Manny's been in there with the better guys. Manny has, been in there with the more world-class opponents sort of thing. He has a win over Khalil Ko. How much, credence do you give the Khalil Ko first win when he looked so bad in the second fight? Yeah, so it plus 215 is a good play, mate. So I'm not mad at it. I feel like Thurman's going to beat Fundora. No. We'll talk about that later. I definitely disagree. Yeah, Thurman's fought 2 times in 7 years, mate. Seb's probably going to beat him up. Najee, but I like Najee, but no, I'm just catching up, guys. Never been the type to bet the draw, but okay. And Eddie, I'm not a draw guy. We have draw guys. I mean, I don't think it'd be crazy for me to call Breaking Bad a draw guy. Breaking Bad, I think I could be guilty of being a bit of a dog hunter. I like finding dogs. I know 79 likes finding dogs. He's a bit. We see eye to eye on that. We're always looking for that sharp dog bet. And then you had Nick is a dog guy, but Nick will, he'll throw on the draw. TJ is a draw guy. I don't know if I have it in me to bet a draw. I think I don't know. I can't explain it. I've never bet a draw. I'll probably never bet a draw, but I do I think the Kenny Sims Jr. Arnold Barboza Jr. fight is probably worth a sprinkle if you're draw hunting. I think a couple UK fights, maybe there's a fight in the UK. Maybe Colin Murphy, John O'Carroll might be a draw sprinkle if you guys play I don't play the draw though. If ever I'm breaking tape down and I feel I could lean towards a draw. I always go a degree over to the other guy. I'll either go like draw 1 degree. It's like, in the 80s and 90s when I was growing up, in our parents' cars, they had the radio that you would turn the dial and you would see like 99.8, 102.1, 103.5. So whenever I think there might be a draw, I'm like, turn it. I'll take that guy. It's Christian. It's okay. We're all torn, dude. Christian, we're all torn on John O and Murphy. If you're going with John O'Carroll, John O'Carl, King Kong, if you're going with John O'Carl, you're leaning on him due to the experience. You're leaning on him for his grown man strength. You're leaning on him due to his pedigree, his seasoning, and I get it. If you're leaning on Column, you're leaning on his height, his reach, his jab, his size, his youth, and I get that. And that so you just gotta weigh. You gotta weigh your wager. You gotta weigh your bankroll. You gotta weigh how much you have invested. I'm a half unit UK guy generally. My biggest bet this weekend is the money line Arnold Barboza Jr. I got him at plus money. I jumped on him early, like 3 days ago at plus 150. Everybody asks, what's your unit, half unit? Biggest bet is ABJ, money line. I want to win every bet, as you guys know that. Nobody wants to fucking do this and lose. I'm invested in every bet. Even if it's a quarter unit, I'm fucking invested. I want to win every bet. As of now, these UK fights, I was a full unit on Brandon. I was a full unit on Josh. Those were world title fights. This is an IBO world title. This day and age, we don't consider. I think the IBO belt didn't Lomachenko fight George for the IBO belt when he stopped him in Perth? What? I don't think we really. I consider WBA, WBC, the WBO, and the IBF. I don't consider the IBO, but it is an IBO world title. It's a half unit bet, so I don't mind either way you choose. I'm just telling you where I'm at. Guys, we're floating between 50, 60, and 70. Like this video, join our Discord, become a JSB Insider. It's a couple bucks a month. The link is pinned in the comment section. You get access to our growing Johnny Says Boxing Betting Academy. It's not just boxing. We have every pro sport in there. The NRL started last week, so I'm an NRL guy here in Australia. It's basically rugby. So we got games tonight. We put all of our bets in: Major League Baseball, basketball, football, soccer. F1 started last weekend. Shout out to Max Verstappen. So join our group. Carroll probably will get decision. Well, Colum is Northern. Colum is from Belfast. The fight is in Dublin, but Colum's the A side. This is Christian. You bring up a good point, mate. I brought this up to Joe Stunner Boxing. Shout out, if you guys aren't following Joe Stunner Boxing, go follow him, dude. He's like an oracle of UK. He's like an oracle of the golden age of boxing, and he's my go-to UK reference. I brought him on the show 2 weeks ago. I'm going to bring him on again, I think, for that Dubois fight. So go follow Joe Stunner Boxing. I asked him about this. I was like, dude, what do you make of the fights in Dublin? Jono's career, and he's the underdog. He's like, he likes Colin Murphy on points. Yo, Johnny, great weekend of boxing coming up. Love Barboza, Moneyline Gabby. Iffy on JoJo getting stopped. Yeah, look, I'm iffy on all my bets, dude. I'm always iffy. I don't go. You guys know that by now. I don't. If you guys, you guys do what I do. I was just gonna say, if you guys did what I do, it's like, bitch, you do what I do. It's just that if you had a camera on you every day, maybe that's. I don't know. I've never been a confident gambler. I've won a lot of. I win. I think that might be a personality trait. I don't go into any. I like learning. I like navigating. It's like I like counterboxing. You know what I'm saying? I like playing chess. I like taking what I could get. I like problem solving. I like, in school when you had multiple choice tests or you had reasoning tests where you had to, fill out the answer with, they didn't give you the answer. I did better in those tests. I hated multiple choice tests growing up. I did A, B, C, or D. There's no fun in that. I don't like the guesswork. I like being able to, even if I don't know the answer, I want to bullshit my way to the answer. I want to be able to walk myself through it. I want to figure shit out. So maybe that has something to do with it. But I'm never confident in any of my picks, ever. But the thing with JoJo, why I'm hesitant on him, is that he started at 126. He has a lot of damage on him. He cuts. Alexis Roach is a big welterweight. This fight's at 147. Roach could punch, dude. So I could see cuts. I could just see JoJo getting that ass beat. And I'm a JoJo dude. JoJo Diaz, how are you not a fan of this guy? You got to be a fan of him. Dude, he was cracking Regis, dude. It was like, what is in JoJo's fist? Every time JoJo, now granted, JoJo landed 4 times, but all 4 punches he landed, Regis was wobbling. Based off of what I saw JoJo Diaz do to Regis, I think Conor Ben stops Regis Prograis, by the way. That's all I'm gonna. You could like that if you want. I'm not a big Conor guy, not a big Regis guy. If anything, I'm a bigger Regis Prograis fan, considering Rougarou. Come on, I almost played college baseball at Tulane. I was like this close going to Tulane University. I visited there in 2000, 26 years ago. At the time they're called the Green Wave. They have a university in New Orleans called Tulane University, the Green Wave. They were recruiting me heavy out of high school. And I remember visiting down there. I ended up going to Pitt, University of Pittsburgh, which is only an hour from my mom's house. But Rougarou's from New Orleans, and I'm a Rougarou guy. I'm a fan of him. I like the athlete. But either JoJo just has cement in his hands, or I just think Regis, that central nervous system is fried. And you mix that style Conor has, that fucking just aggressive ass, confident, almost just reckless style. I think Conor runs through Regis. Do I have to pay every? Yes, you have to pay, bro. It's fine. It's like $6, dude. It's like, what is it? It's like $1.25 a week, bro. Do you know how much we win? We have guys in our Discord who bet like $40,000 on tickets. If you can't afford it, don't join. And if you're betting to get rich, don't join. If you want to become part of an awesome community, then join. You got to remember Campos was coming up in weight to fight Nanita, and he was very small compared. Eddie, I'm always afraid. Dude, Nanita, that lead hook, dude, in Donaire's prime, dude, which was crazy enough, what, 2017, 2018? You like the new logo? Shout out to PJ the promoter. PJ the promoter is come. So we have PJ 100. That's how he spells it. PJ 100. Then we have PJ the promoter. They're both in our Discord. PJ the promoter, man, he's a stand-up comic out of Philly. He sent me the logo yesterday on Instagram, and I loved it. I was like, bro, thank you. Sub Johnny, have you been able to watch any tape on Masuda? The tape, so the Japanese card, I'm going to tape after ProBox. Okay? Now, I want to double check, Andre, our long parlay. Guys, if you're just tapping in, we're almost an hour in. There's between 60 of you guys and 90. It's going like this, which is cool. For all the JSB insiders, the Patreon boys, and everyone in the Discord, I gave you guys 7 tickets. All 7 tickets are live. I'm probably going to give you more, but in relation to Andre's comment, I don't think I've put any Japanese fights on any 7 tickets. No, I put Princess. I have Olasquaga. Olasquaga is on our long parlay, but I'm going to do a Japanese parlay in itself. So we have I did a ProBox parlay, which is only a double at plus 330. I'm going to do a Golden Boy Method of Victory parlay, and I'm going to do a Japanese parlay. So you guys are going to at least getting 3 more tickets. I've given you 7. I owe you a UFC Method of Victory, which I already know who I'm taking. It's plus 200. That's going to be number 8. I'm going to give you Japanese parlay number 9. And then I'm going to give you a Golden Boy Method of Victory at 10. So last week I gave you 9. I gave you 10 tickets. We hit 8 out of 10 last week. The week before we hit 7 out of 9. The week before that, we hit 4 out of 7. And so I also want to let you guys know, if you're new to the channel, if you're just watching, I don't only just tell you, I give you my tickets beforehand. I don't know if that means anything to you. For me, it's letting you know that I'm riding, like, I'm invested in this shit. It's not just me telling you and then typing on a channel, these are my picks, follow them, pay me for my, no, bitch, hell nah. We are in this together. You get to see my tickets. So yeah, we're on a streak since January. I mean, we're doing it. Giselle and Toto, Johnny the Boxing Masters, get out of here, dude. I'm the boxing master. I'm learning. Best of vibes, everyone. Let's keep rocking. Lots of newbies up in here. Yeah. We're growing, man. We're growing. We're growing, man. Thank you, Giselle and Toto. Gabby over King. Shit. She's gonna give you at least 2 rounds. I haven't taped her opponent. Like, her opponent's 43 years old. She's 5'2". Gabby's gonna give you at least 2 rounds, 4 minutes to touch you up. Is her opponent good enough to last another 2 rounds? That's going to be the question. I don't have a horse in this game. I don't have a horse in this race. You know, Gabby's my favorite female boxer. You know, I always play her by knockout. The odds, the value in playing her to $1.27 just isn't there for me this week. So I'm just going to have to wait. And we know her style, Gabby. She takes what she's a thinker in there. She's not going to just get on her front foot and get stopped. You know what I'm saying? So you and these are only 2-minute rounds. You can almost guarantee it's going to at least the 3rd round. And then from there, you're going to have to ask yourself, is her opponent, how good is her opponent? Is she going to, because once Gabby lands that first, like when she gets the stick going, dude, and she lands that first backhand, and then it's like, this is what I mean, she's a downhill fighter. When she lands that first fucking straight, that backhand, bing, there's not a lot of girls who could take that. I mean, it wasn't Maria Badillo. Badillo was the what? She was the undefeated Mexican, and she stopped. The fight before that, the girl who's a little bit taller, she was eating clean shots. I think that was the one that got stopped in the 7th or 8th. It's your play on this, King, is going to come down to the film study you've done on the durability of her opponent. And this is how we make money. Last week, when we took Jai Apataya at plus 330 on points, it had nothing to do with Jai. When the whole boxing universe took Jai to win by knockout, and the boys here took Jai on points, why did we take Jai on points? Because it was about the durability of his opponent. It was the durability of Brandon Glenn. We knew about that dude. And so that's why we took a lot of shit by Jai fans. It's like, bro, we're taking Jai to win. We're just taking him on points. And people were still talking shit. So that's just a most recent example of what I mean by that. Is we know what Gabby's going to do. We know her style. We know her strengths. Is her opponent durable enough to make it to the 5th round? I don't have that answer. Gary in the house. Gary, you want to come on? Johnny, what up? I don't know how long this comment's been, but you could come on, brother. Jojo is your dude. Jojo started at 126 though, bro. You know, Jojo Diaz started at 126. I could bring. Let's see if Gary wants to come through, boy. You trying to come on? I got all these messages. I'm gonna try to get G on. If you guys aren't following G, I mean, I'm sure everybody here is probably following him. If you're not following him, go to his page 3D. I'd like to get his take on some of these. Invite guests. Copy. All right, I sent it to G. If he gets this, Gary, if you're still on, come through. And we can talk about JoJo and why I think he probably is going to get stopped. I say I know everything. That's me. Kakashi looking dry. Chilltown is a draw. Barboza. Gary in the house, boy. No, was that IBF? Okay. I watch too many goddamn fights. I watch way too many goddamn fights. Only Profit. What about Gabby? We know about that. 1,000 on Barboza. I'm riding with you, Profit. JoJo winning that. Oh God, I hope you're right, bro. Let's look at those odds. I only hope that you're right because you'll make a fortune if you're right. Obviously, I'll lose, but like, it's the game we play. If you're taking JoJo to win, dude, let's see what your odds are. I hope you're right. Um, wow, dude, plus 850. Oh my guy, brother. Could you? We're live. If you could hear me,
Yeah. I can hear you. I can hear you.
the big fella. All
what
right,
up?
so
What up? What up?
we just got only what to fill you in. Only profit has JoJo winning this fight, and I just said, even though that would ruin my parlay, at plus 850, if you're going heavy on JoJo, man, what do you think? That's your boy, isn't he?
No, JoJo's one. I don't think he's gonna win. I'm just saying that's my boy.
But that's your
The JoJo.
but you're
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna win. I
but
think he's gonna get stopped.
only profit thinks JoJo's winning the fight, and I got to be honest with you,
I
Gary. Before I went live today, it's funny. I saw your live. You have a green notebook. We all have green notebooks for some reason. how fucking weird is that? I was thinking about it. I was like, because we do this week by week. We break down so many fights. It's kind of odd that nobody in my ethos and nobody that I've watched on your channel has said that JoJo's going to win, and that kind of had me kind of hesitant. I'm like, oh shit, are we missing something? This is the first guy that I've heard all week. I don't think we are. JoJo lost the world title at 126 pounds to Gary Russell. This fight's at 147, and Rocha is a big welterweight.
Yes, what I'm saying. Roach is a big welterweight. JoJo Diaz is a 130-pounder at his best, 135, right?
Yep.
Roach is a puncher. This is not and JoJo. I love JoJo. JoJo's a fat alcoholic who's 3 weight classes above where he should be fighting. No offense, right? but let's just call it what it is. Yeah.
No, in the point you brought up about JoJo and the lifestyle choices, I brought this up too before you were on about for instance, a lot of people have been asking about the Manny Gallegos Najee Lopez fight. I'm like, dude, Manny Gallegos cut his teeth at 154. I was like, his last fight at 54, he missed weight by 3 pounds, and then he was forced to move up. There's a difference with a guy like Bud, who Bud goes from 35 to 40 to 47 to 54, does it professionally, and then you have a guy who has to move up because he can't make weight due to lifestyle issues, right? This is Gallegos.
Right.
He's in JoJo. And the one thing that JoJo showed me though when we were, we broke down the Regis fight is that he still has a bit of power. I mean, I don't know if that's if Regis is just gun shy, but every time, maybe 3 or 4 times, he would touch Regis clean. Regis kind of maybe he does have
was good. The power was but Regis is shot too. Regis is shot.
I think so. I think that once people don't understand, once that central nervous system, the energy system that's responsible for us being able to recover, whether it's a heavy strength and conditioning workout recovery or getting hit in the head recovery, that's our central nervous system. When that starts going, it's why we see older men, senior citizens struggling to walk. It's the same thing. It happens over time, and it could speed up by head trauma. And so that bend, we're a bit everywhere, but people are asking me about Regis versus Connor. I'm like, I think Connor fucking walks right through Regis based off of that.
I think so too. I think and Regis, Bobby Benton and Aaron Navarro's trainers are like 2 of my best friends in the sport. Like I love Regis, but it's time for him to be put out the stud. JoJo too. That fight they had was fun, but it's like this is like 2 shells of themselves, Like this is not
especially when the fans, guys like us, guys like our chat, we have evidence of what they were when they were at their best. Because nobody who really cares, nobody who truly loves the sport of boxing or who is invested in a fighter wants to see the degradation. You know what I mean? Because that's a stark reminder of the dangers of our sport. Like, what's happening with Tommy Hearns right now. They just announced yesterday that he's can't even live on his own. But
Yeah, that's a
it's just
shame.
a,
That's a
it's
shame.
just I
Yeah.
know it's a stark reminder. We don't want to see our because when JoJo was younger, dude, cooking, dude, the dude could mix. He was a world champion.
The win
Like
over
with a,
Tevin Farmer, which was 6 years ago, but 6 years ago. But that
yeah,
was that performance. I still remember he was not going to be denied that night. The whole world picked Farmer, and JoJo was not going to be denied that night. He was getting a world. It was like when Algieri beat Prodnikov. It's like he's possessed that night. Like he's winning this fight. Period. And JoJo did. That was still like what, and it was right after the death of Kobe, and he came to the ring in the Kobe jersey. It's like this guy's going to win this
wow,
fight tonight, man. Yeah, he's going to win
wow.
this fight tonight. And he was not going to be denied. Like he fought his ass off that night and beat a guy better than him, like he did, and he was just not going to be denied. I still remember that. That was like one of the best performances, like unexpected performances. Like JoJo beat Tevin Farmer's ass that night. It's like, it was. JoJo was good. JoJo was good, but I mean, lifestyle choices, age, damage, it's taking its toll on him.
And like people look at he was young when he was he fought, how old was he I think he was in his early 20s when he fought Gary Russell. So it's not like he's
Yeah.
39 now, but at 32, 33, he has a lot of miles on him and he's
That's what
fighting at
everyone mile. Yeah, everyone. Not everyone's Bernard Hopkins. You know what I'm saying? Like not
yeah,
everyone ages like
for
Bernard Hopkins.
Jesus. Yeah, dude, that dude was literally called himself the alien. Hey, on the screen, I watched your breakdown, and the boys are all torn all week. I mean, this was one of them. I actually broke this down too. John versus Colin Murphy was reaching out to some people in the UK about it. People are like, Johnny, are you confident in your pick? I'm like, hell no. I was like, I'm never going. Hell no, dude. I'm taking
Who you taking?
I'm taking Colin Murphy on this one. And I know you're taking John O'Carroll. And
Yeah.
I reached out to one of my UK guys, and this is before I did the breakdown. I already watched tape, and I was telling people if you're on John O'Carroll's side, you resume, pedigree, seasoning. He was Devin Haney's sparring partner for a couple fight camps. He's the A side. The fight's in Dublin. I talked to my boys in the UK. I'm like, bro, he's a content creator. I'm like, how is Colin Murphy the favorite here? Like, what am I like? Why is he the favorite? And he was like, well, stories going around the regional gyms is his jab, his size, his length. I was like, he really hasn't mixed it up. I mean, his last fight was at 126, which was in January. This fight was already scheduled, and this fight's at 130. And so, I'm kind of drinking the Kool-Aid on the size, the jab. They're both front forward guys, but neither guy could crack too much. And I was actually shocked Carroll was the underdog here.
I like Carroll. I think he's obviously much more experienced, right? He
Yep.
knows how to fight. He southpaw.
Do you think he
He's gonna
melt?
win
Do you
on-
think he melts? You think he melts Murphy? How do you see?
I
How do
just
you
think
see
he
him
hits
winning?
him too many. He just hits him too many times. Like Murphy's defense is so sloppy and so floored. Like he's so easy to hit if you get inside on him. Like I just think he's gonna hit him five. I mean, he's not gonna knock him out. It's gonna go the distance. So take the over. But he's just gonna hit him so many times, getting in on him. Because Murphy's got good volume, but so does Carroll. Carroll lets his hands go. Carroll's gonna come forward, and neither guy can punch. I just think he's gonna. Carroll has good feet. He can work his angles. He can make you miss a little bit.
You're right.
Yeah.
He gets his head up the line. He kind of does that rhythmic thing when he sets his feet, his ankles up with the head movement slip, and then he'll circle you out. Colin does keep his taller guy chin up, backs out on a straight line. The odds are interesting, man. I'm still like I'm all in. My boots are dug in. I got Colin Murphy on points. Got him at I think plus 122, I think. But so you think Jono could stop him?
No. Stop. It's points. I like Jono on points. Jono on points, I was getting at like plus 300. So I love Jono on points. To me, Jono on points. You guys what do you guys like about Murphy? Just that he's long and throws a lot of punches? Like, I watched the tape on Murphy. I wasn't impressed with him, like watching him live. Watching the tape, I'm like, I'm really not impressed with him. But go ahead.
Yeah. The sort of determined style, the front foot style, the pace, the volume, the output, and the jab. I feel that if he could control the range and could using Paulie's term, can domesticate John O'Carroll with that jab, he'll be able to keep the fight where he wants to fight at his range. And if Carroll could get inside using, his angles, his head movement, his body punching, that's how I think Carroll's gonna have to win the fight. I've seen Carroll kind of degrade a bit though with his output. So if neither guy has one punch knockout power, and neither guy is gonna have the fear of getting stopped, my reasoning is the fact that over the 10-round fights, the output, the volume, John O'Carroll's tread on the tires in those mid to late rounds, they'll start swinging. I think it's going to be early Carroll, and Murphy's going to have to navigate those early rounds, and then mid to late rounds, Murphy on points. That's what I'm hoping.
I think we see it the same way, but we just see it 180 degrees different.
The outcomes are different.
Agree on how the fight's going to look.
But the outcome's different.
It's
a tough
I think
weekend,
everything you said that is right, except that he's going to get outlanded on the inside because Murphy can't make Carroll miss and Carroll can make Murphy miss. So it's like a numbers game. Like neither guy's going to hurt each other badly, right? So who's going to land like more clean shots? And I think it's going to be Carroll.
This is why I love what we do, because I don't know if I'd be as excited about the domestic level British fight if I didn't break it down, if we didn't have people relying on us, dude. Like it. What do you think? What do you think about Jazza and Kakachi?
I really like Kachachi. Kachachi's one of these guys who've just grown on me. I remember watching him before the Cordina fight. Like, how the hell did this guy get a world title shot? Like, really? Cordina's gonna wreck him. And then I'm watching the fight, and I'm like, Kachachi's pretty good. Now I watch Kachachi. I think Kachachi's, and he gets old. It's like 37 now, and like he doesn't age.
Big.
This is gonna be a fun fight.
5'10".
Yeah. I think Kachachi wins this fight.
I have him on.
Fight,
I have Kakachi on a money line parlay. The boys are a bit crazy with. They like these. I had to give them like a plus 4,000 parlay, and I
don't do these cowboy.
You're not a cowboy.
I don't do these cowboy. No, I'm not. I'm in Texas, but I'm not a cowboy. I make bets that I can hit. I hit my parlays every week. And if you guys are in my Discord and everything, I hit my parlays every week. But I'm making cowboy bet. I'm not making plus 900 or plus 4,000 bets. I'm not doing it,
bro. I never like my style. I'm always plus, but my range is usually plus 110 to plus 400. That's my sweet spot, and usually it's going to be like a single dog, etc. But I think because last week on the Zuffa card, we hit a plus 2,200. And it's all the shit. Basically the dogs we all hit, we put on the same ticket. And so because of that, the boys are like, dude, do another long shot. On that long shot, I have Kakachi by knockout.
Can I give my parlay? Let me give my parlay. This is what I'm doing this week.
Let's hear it, brother.
This is a free tip. I'm taking the over on Carroll and Murphy. I'm taking the over on Barboza.
Gary, give me 1 second. Yeah. Sorry. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a bookmark here, so then we could. Okay. I'll be able to chop this. I'll be able to chop this up. All right, let's hear it.
All right, so it's the over on both the Jono and Murphy fight and the Barboza Sims fight, and Pierce O'Leary on the money line.
Bro, you like Pierce too.
That's as cowboy as I'm gonna go. I'm not making any more cowboy than that. That's as cowboy as I go.
I'm gonna see what Australia gives me on this. So, what's the first one? The over on
Barboza and Sims. Yeah.
Okay, the over. See, on my book, it's the over of round betting. Was it over 8.5? Total rounds.
I got Barboza. I got 10.5. Over 10.5.
So my book is over 11.5. So over 11.5, and then the over on what other fight?
This is Barboza. Then why can't I? Murphy and Carroll.
I like that too. I think that's Murphy and Carroll, and then you like Pierce O'Leary on the money line. Pierce O'Leary money line.
What odds are you getting on it,
dude? It's looking like we're in plus money, actually. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, you
Round
should be.
betting
It should be
mark.
slightly plus money. Yeah.
Yeah, alternative round betting. Uh, no, this book, man. Group round betting, the over. I'm not getting an over option on the John O'Carroll versus Colin Murphy fight.
Ah.
But I'm gonna if I will the fight go the distance because the over
All right, take that.
on
That's fine. I
my
just gotta go. Just take that.
yeah
Yeah, take that.
plus 156. I
There
like
you
it.
go. That's
It's
better. I
it's
got
plus
like
one.
plus 135. So that's even better on his.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got the distance. That's why you got the. I got. Yeah, that's why it's a little bit better.
Yeah, no, that's great. I actually like that. Plus 156. I mean that's kind of a similar parlay. I have Pierce on the money line. People are kind of second guessing that tip. Actually, look, there's a lot of fights, and I haven't even been able to give any of my picks yet on the Japan card. Right now, I like Alasquaga, but we have so much action. Like tomorrow, the fights start in less than 20 hours.
21 hours. Yeah.
20, bro, you gotta love what we do, baby. Come on. But has your chat
I'm
been
flying to New York, so I'm gonna miss the beginning of the ProBox card. Yeah,
what
I'm
part
flying to
are
New
you
York. I'm supposed
is
to
your
fly
family
Saturday.
what, Brooklyn?
Yeah,
Are
yeah,
you a
yeah. I'm
Brooklyn guy?
flying. Well, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So I'm flying into New York. I'm staying there. I'll be there all week. I'm going to the Nets game on Monday.
Okay.
And then it's my dad's birthday on Sunday, and then I'm going to the Nets game on Monday.
Yep.
So I'll be in New
Is
York
the
like
Pro
all week.
Box
So
card in
I'm
New
not
York?
gonna. No, the Pro Box card's in Florida, but I'm just going to New
Okay.
York because it's my dad's birthday. And
Okay.
my dad's not doing great, so yeah,
Prayers up, man. I
he's
love
all
my
right.
pops
Like he's not
pass.
doing great. No, he's like he's
How old is he?
he's at his doctor. And he's 70. He'll be 72. So he'll be 72
Okay.
on the 15th. And the doctor told him like he's got slow growing cancer. The doctor said, "Don't worry about that. Your heart will get you before the cancer does." So,
Oh, thanks, Doc.
thanks, Doc. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
dude,
don't mean
man,
to laugh, but like I gotta have yeah.
my dad passed when he was 56. I was 26. So I've been through it, man. It fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But
Well, I'm blessed to have him for this many years, you know.
yeah. Yeah, for sure, man. That's cool that you're going to see him. Are you getting harassed at all by any of these obscure fights on the Pro Box or Japan card? Is the chat asking? Because people are obsessed with Dante Benjamin versus Angel Lozano.
What was the fight that I got last week? That was just ridiculous. It was on the Sato card. It was like the two Japanese guys that were 6-3. And I go, what do you think? And the odds
Bro.
are terrible. Like -14. What fight was that? Like,
You know why? I think I'm not gonna. I think some of the boys, like we have a couple guys in each one of our groups that love big dogs. Like I shoot for an underdog, but I'm like a plus 250, plus 300 guy. I don't go past plus 400 looking for dogs. But some of the boys do. Was it Harato? Mike from Melbourne.
It was
He's here.
It was
Hato.
Hato and Tae-Sun Kim. And I got asked about that fight more than I got asked about Crawford and Canelo. I got asked about that. It was probably 50 times a show. I was like, I don't understand who's intrigued. And the odds weren't even good. It was like Hato was like minus 1,400 and Sun Kim was like plus 570. It's like, why is and I kept getting asked the question over and over and over again.
We got
I don't really know who Tae-Sun Kim is.
We got savages in our group. That's why, bro. These guys, they're educated as hell. These boys, dude, I'm sure I'm flossing my teeth the other day and I'm thinking to myself, is Najee Lopez going to stop Manny Gallegos? I'm like, this shit's crazy, dude.
You gotta stop him. You gotta stop him. He gotta stop. I don't have a prop on my book, but he's gonna stop him.
I gave that one out. How about what's your take on Dom Valier? Have you? ProBox features him.
I don't like the. That's a no bet. He's probably gonna win. The price sucks. I got him at minus 550. I ain't touching him.
Are you getting props?
Shot. So on Valle, let me see what. I'm not touching him. Let me see what I got.
Him on points is plus 180. Or my bad, $1.80. Is
Oh,
that not good
I do
enough?
have.
Because
Let me
I
see. Let
like
me see here. I got him at -1. I'm not taking that. He might lose. He's probably not gonna. He's not good. Like
Yeah,
he's
he
probably gonna
looks
win. He's probably.
he looks the
But
part.
I'm not laying that much. I'm not laying that much wood. He's not that good.
Yeah, yeah. He look. The thing is, he's kind of like ProBox is kind of manufacturing him based off of optics,
Yeah.
the brothers, the family line, the storyline, what he look. He cuts a lot of weight too. I watched. I'm not gonna say he looked great on the scales, man. He looked really, really dry on the scales. Has no answer for a good jab and can't fight going backwards. Yeah, I like Najee by stoppage here. I did a
Yeah.
little bit of
Yeah.
as Gary would say, I did a cowboy parlay, a little two-legger. The only action I have on ProBox is Najee by stoppage and Dom on points. And that pays, I think, plus 222. But everyone's loved the Dante Benjamin fight. He fought Money Pal last, and I only know who Dante is because he's from Northeast Ohio, and your boy Marcus Nall, Ohio runs boxing. Every time Dante fights, he messages me, and he loves Ohio fighters, but he's also their worst critic. He didn't like Dante Benjamin's performance
Yeah.
against Money Pal, and he think Lozano though. When you look at, did you break this fight? Do you have action on that fight?
I was on
Benjamin?
Benjamin.
Yeah. He should win that
No,
fight.
I've. Are
Okay.
you getting? Are you
And
getting? Are you getting? Are you getting harassed about that fight too? I
oh
hate
yeah,
it when everyone
that's why
like the most random fight with
that's why I was
horrible
asking.
odds. Of people, yeah, I've been asked
That's
a few times. Yeah,
all right.
guys,
So
like
before,
here's what I'm trying. Right now I'm doing the Pierce O'Leary Maxi Hughes tape. Right,
yep.
I've been on this for 6 hours. Like you guys don't understand. I don't just watch like a highlight reel of a
Oh yeah.
guy and make a
Oh
prediction.
no.
I got
No.
notes and notes and notes and notes, right? Like this is
People
a
don't
full-time
understand.
thing. Like, yeah.
Bro, people do not understand how long, is especially because we're putting everything out there. Like we're they see us. You know what I'm saying? We're putting everything. It's not like Gary and I are throwing shit at a wall and hopefully something sticks. It's like you're getting reason. You're getting reason. You know what I mean? And that's the
Yeah.
thing. I know that you and I actually see eye to eye on this one, but I would still appreciate your take to give to my boys. Barboza Jr., Kenny Sims. Full transparency, I picked Sims Jr. against Duarte and I lost. And I picked Barboza against Catterall and won, but then rode the train a little bit too long. Should have jumped off, but picked him against Teo. And he lost. How do you see this one going?
This is this fight is going to be rough to watch. Barboza and Sims. I hope you like jabbing and maintaining distance because that's what you're going to get.
I actually like it, dude.
Barboza to me is
I actually
Barboza to
like
me
it.
is a guy like Maxi Hughes, and like I'm taking Pierce O'Leary, but Maxi Hughes is a guy that knows how to win rounds. I remember when I was watching his fight with who was it? Who did he just fight?
He fought Usmanov in
before
Riyadh.
that. Who did he fight before? Who did he fight before Usmanov? Oh, like last summer.
Oh, a Brit. Was it?
Yeah.
I'm pulling up right now. Punk ass. God damn it! I hate using the internet for this shit.
Was it
Arnie? Was it Arnie?
Arnie Sharp. Arnie Sharp.
Archie Sharp. Yeah, Archie Sharp.
Archie
Yeah.
Sharp. And I'm watching the fight, and my nanny is like with my kids, and she's like watching the fight with me. And she's like 20 years old, has no idea about boxing, right? And she's like,
Good boy.
Gary, why aren't they punching each other? I'm like, it's a little more complicated than that, right? So the shorter guy, Maxi Hughes, is a lot shorter and he's less athletic. So he's got to try to set traps to get the taller guy to open up so he can get in and out on him. And Sharp's not biting on any of it. So they're just kind of standing there. Like, and that was like 12 rounds. No one threw any punches, right? But Sharp and I thought Sharp won pretty much all the rounds. I had like 9-3. It's like him and Barboza just know the art of hit and not get hit, right? Like they can just land a couple of more jabs than you, and they carry the round that way. And I'm taking Pierce O'Leary because Pierce is going to bring the action. With Barboza and Sims, Sims isn't good when he brings the action. He can fight off the front foot, but he's not good. And Barboza's just going to out jab him. Barboza's going to land more. Barboza's going to move, and he's not going to get hit clean. And Barboza's going to hit him clean more than he's going to get hit clean. I just think Barboza's going to carry a decision. You're not going to like it. It's not going to make the panties wet at all, but it's like he's going to win the fight. You know, like what's the old saying? Win this one, look good next time. That's kind of the way I see Barboza doing it. He's going to land a couple more jabs. He's going to put some ones and twos together, and it's just going to be enough. And the next thing you know, he's up 8-4, 9-3. It's like, well, Barboza won this one too. I went back and I watched the his fight with Teo. That was closer than I initially thought. That fight,
bro.
Last year,
I'm glad you said that, bro. I said the same thing. People, I don't know if it was because there was no crowd. I hope they never do that again to remove the crowd, because this is a blood sport. We need the energy of the crowd. But it was a closer fight, man. I broke down this segment from round 6 when it was one of the if Barboza was able to get Teo in the corner more often. So Barboza cuts the ring off, pushing Teo back, and he catches him with a gorgeous backhand counter and kind of wobbled Teofimo there. Like it was I put it on my Instagram. I mean, Teo no doubtedly won, but it wasn't as far as Max Kellerman was making it. God damn, Max Kellerman
sucks, by the way. I can't. Oh, god dang, I can't listen. And then now the ring show. And look,
Zuffa, dude,
Michael Coppinger's. I could sit. But the
hearing Max Kellerman talk shit.
A friend of mine, but my God, they are annoying. They know nothing about boxing. They know nothing about. Max Kellerman sat next to Emmanuel Stewart for every HBO fight and learned nothing about boxing. It's extraordinary. He knows nothing. He knows nothing. He doesn't know what he's looking at. He doesn't know what he's looking at.
If Max stood next to me and pushed back and talked shit about everything I said, I could live with that, and people could live with that. But when he's in the booth with Andre Ward and he's trying to freaking argue with Andre Ward about a technical breakdown or a situational thing, it's like, bro, what are you doing? Like, and I try not to be
too. Max Kellerman knows about boxing is that when a southpaw fights a conventional fighter, whoever has their foot on the outside has the advantage of landing the straight right or left. Right? That's all he knows, and he says it. He's been saying the same thing since HBO. It's like, stop, bro, stop talking. And he talks. He is like that annoying girlfriend you had to break up with, who you took a road trip with, who is just in your ear, like, can we stop at Starbucks? I need a green tea. I want a green tea. I was like, shut up. Please stop talking, Max. Please stop. I can't take any more. I like you, but I have to break up with you because I can't take this. That's Max.
It's Kellerman.
Like I can't.
Andre Ward doesn't need help in the booth. Just let me hear Andre Ward talk. Maybe throw Paulie. Chris Algieri's good. I can't, like, it's even tough right now to hear Sergio. Sometimes when I'm watching Sergio, I'm like, bro, what? He's just so like
just a cheerleader, and he picks something and he just goes with it.
I know he can be so one-sided. It's like, bro, I like
narrative, and they all do it. That whole DAZN crew, Mannix and Grissom, they all do. They pick a narrative, and whatever happens in the ring is irrelevant. They're just going with that narrative. Like
I like Robert Garcia. He doesn't speak a lot, but when he speaks, it's truth. I like Chris Algieri. He at least tries to be educated about his approach, and but yeah, it's. People are talking about like the promotional companies in boxing. We need to start having a chat about the play-by-play, the color commentators, the guys who are announcing.
I tweeted a tweet a while ago about Mannix. I said Mannix is the worst scorer alive. Ignore his scorecard. His scorecards don't reflect anything that happened in the ring, right? And I saw him at Eddie had an event when he was in Dallas for the BAM fight back over the summer. And Chris Mannix like, why did you tweet that about me? I'm like, because I believe it to be true. I like it. I know Chris well. We talk basketball. Like when we get together, we talk basketball, anything but boxing, right? He's like, why did you tweet that about me? Why did you say I was the worst? Like, because I think you're the worst scorer alive. That's why. Like, bro, I like you. I think you're a good dude, Chris. But like, I think you're the worst scorer I'd ever seen in my life. I don't think your cards reflect reality in any way, shape, or form.
Do you think that
go ahead.
Do his live scorecards affect the live odds in the books, you think?
Probably.
You know what I'm saying?
I think I would say so. I think so. I do.
Because
there's
it's like every weekend, guys, we're in our like I'm sure you see it every weekend. I'm in the Discord looking at the during a live fight. It's one of the greatest aspects to join our individual Discords, guys, because it's not just you get our picks, it's the community of, especially during a fight. You see the boys, the savages round scoring. This fight's live bet this fight. And then all the time you'll look at the odds of whatever book you have, and you're doing your score. I have him up maybe 5-2. It could be 4-3, and then the live odds will be something totally different. And it's crazy. I wonder how much that has to do with what the people are hearing from these guys doing the play-by-play.
I think it's more than you might think because the people watching are seeing the scorecard, right? And they're seeing the scorecard and they think this
And
is
they're
what's
betting.
happening in the fight. So they're betting off of that, right? Yeah.
That's crazy.
Are we stepping on a conspiracy theory here? Do we think that the good people of DraftKings and Chris Maddox and the Zone are working together? Are we?
Oh, come on!
Are we walking around a conspiracy theory?
Come on, man. Where's my? I have a tinfoil hat around here somewhere. I got my Mario right there, boy. Put the tinfoil, dude. Of course it's happening, man. It's kind of like the Drake. Let me tweet a picture of my bet with no transaction code on it, and let me show everybody I'm betting $300,000 on a bet. Come on, dude. You're not betting that shit. Let's questions for Gary right now, guys. I've been on for over an hour and a half. We're floating between 60 and 80 right now. Like this video, follow 3D Boxing. Darwin says Mosquito. This is a UFC bit. I actually, for this fight, I have Mosquito on the money line. I have Mosquito by submission at plus 200. Anybody want to ask Gary a question? We got a lot of fights coming up. G, of all the tape you did this week, what was?
I gotta drop off. I got like 2 minutes. I gotta drop off.
All right, let's wrap it up then. Leave us with something. What's the fight you're most looking forward to watching?
I got like 2 minutes. Yeah, if you got a question, let me know. But I
guys, if you guys have a question for
the whole weekend, Kachachi, the Najee Lopez fight and the Kachachi fight, I think are going to be Kachachi and Jazz is I think I know who wins.
Here we go.
But
Ask
Kachachi
Gary
and Jazz.
Caden Griffiths.
It's an entertaining fight. It's a fan friendly fight.
Here's a question from Mike Ross. Ask Gary about Caden Griffiths.
Great white hype. He's good. He's good.
People love him. Well, he's a 19-year he's a 19-year-old welterweight. He's a 19-year-old welterweight. He's
gonna win. He's gonna win.
He was sparring partners with Israel Madrimov. Like he comes from people get excited about that sort of thing. Oh, is Mike poking the bear here? Do you have it?
I addressed this on my white people, which are the bulk of the betting population, like to bet on white fighters. Like, who was the PBC heavyweight? Not heavyweight. The 154 pounder that PBC had from Michigan. That lost to Jesus Ramos.
Not the kid who fought Tim Tszyu.
What was his name? Did he? I think so. What was his name? The white kid who was. Him. He was there.
I saw him. I was at that
prospect
fight.
of the year 2 years in a row. It's like he sucks.
Yeah.
Top Rank did it with and then PBC and Top Rank did it with Vito Melanicki. Like Vito Melanicki is no good. Like come on. Like we can find good white fighters, but it's not
Joey Spencer.
Like, let's not go forcing something. Okay.
Joey Spencer.
Joey Spencer. Thank you. PBC. I remember them shoving him down my throat. And I remember I was listening to the Boxing Voice, and that's like, he's so good. I'm like, bro, he sucks. Like, Joey Spencer's not the one. And like, no, Spencer.
No.
Like, okay. And then he fought Jesus Ramos. I'm like, Jesus Ramos is going to absolutely dog walk him and embarrass him.
What happened? Dude,
Exactly
I want to see Jesus Ramos. Dude, Jesus Ramos is a good fighter, though, man. Like, has he ever made he was supposed to make his debut at 60. He was supposed to make his debut at 60. He hasn't fought in forever. He's just been shelved.
Well,
it's crazy. So you don't. So you think Caden? You think Caden Griffiths?
It's tough when you fight for PBC and PBC puts on.
You think Caden?
I'm not going to make a judgment on him yet. I'm not going to make a judgment on him. He's
okay. Yeah, I just when I see a kid who's a 19-year-old, a 5'11" welterweight who's a teenager, who with that style. Now he gets hit a lot. He's not slick. He's aggressive. He tries to be a bully. He's not the most athletic kid. He acts like he is. So they're gonna have to move him accordingly.
Yeah.
But people said all the same thing about my boy,
right? I mean,
yeah, he's a kid.
Yeah.
He's a kid. He's 19. Not everybody could be Wilfred Benitez fighting for world titles at freaking 17 years old. You know what I mean? That was a different era.
Yeah.
So. All right, guys, dude, over 90 minutes. Gary, thanks for popping in, man.
Ramos destroyed. Yeah, I gotta drop off. I gotta drop off. I gotta run. I gotta help put my.
Good luck this weekend with your tips,
so
bro.
y'all be good.
Good luck. Good luck this week.
All
I'll
right.
see you
Thank you.
soon.
Thanks for having me on, Johnny.
Yes, sir. Be good.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. 90 minutes in. I told you we were going to go a little while. That's Gary. If you're not following Gary, go do it. 3D boxing. That's my boy. There's not many out there like me and G, dude. You know, our little community in YouTube. We should support each other. Both you know, our communities. There's not a lot of guys who put as much energy as he does, as I do, into this, and he knows what he's talking about. And he's a good dude. He's a funny dude. A lot of value. Follow 3D boxing on YouTube. And Mike Ross is my guy. I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. Good luck tomorrow on our bets. Let's get this money, dude. Virtual hug. Let's flex on them. I hate flexing. I gotta grow that. Old man muscles, dude.